But let me ask you this. Do you think, without violating any principles, knowing that some of these cases are, as you say, serious, is it possible Donald Trump could end up convicted of one of these cases in your mind?
Oh, is it possible? Absolutely. You have a jury of 12 who's going to ultimately decide this. Jack Smith is a federal prosecutor who I knew from his days in Brooklyn. They're serious prosecutors, and these are federal cases. And you have a jury. And
you don't think they're political. You think they're good cases. They're not just politics.
Look, do I think there's a political bent to some of this, some of the way this was gone about? Yes, I do. Do I think these cases are invalid cases? Look, a grand jury voted to indict, and he's going to have to face a jury in Washington, D.C.
4 grand juries.
Yeah, 4. Thank you. Washington, D.C., Florida, and Georgia, and New York City. And, I'd say maybe 3 of those venues are not particularly big Trump venues, right? New York City, Washington, D.C., and Atlanta. So that's going to be, something to really have to grapple with there. And you can't say there's no way he'll get convicted or there's no way, he'll be sentenced.
And they're tough prosecutors that, despite whatever political angle, you don't think would bring cases if they didn't think there was some legal case.
Oh, I'm sure they believe in their cases. Yeah, I do. I'm not going to subscribe unethical conduct on behalf of prosecutors without seeing evidence that they believe in their case. Doesn't mean they're right, by the way, Reverend, but they believe in their case.
Doesn't mean they're wrong either, Joe.
Does not either.
Why would you leave the team?
By the way, it's the first and only interview, Reverend, that I'll be doing on this topic. Okay, you're someone obviously very special to me and someone I have a relationship with, and I'm going to discuss it once and only once to the degree I can. I left the team because it was just my time. I had to follow my compass, and my compass told me it was my time there was done. There are a lot of personal reasons that went into that, things that I can and won't discuss. I also have A$AP Rocky's trial coming up this year, which is going to take most of my year. The attention that's going to be put into that case, there's a lot riding on that for that young man, his wife, and his family. But there are personal reasons. And as much as I'd love to discuss them, I just can't, because while I see many lawyers, ex-lawyers of the president, go on television once they're removed from the team or leave the team and discuss him and his legal team and have something to say and criticize everyone around, it's not professional. It's petty ante. It shows a lack of confidence in oneself when you go out there and do that. There's also a fiduciary obligation. So regardless of how I feel personally, I have to stay close to the vest when it comes to the exact personal reasons. Reverend, you and I are very close. We can always talk about that. But I just don't want to be like the lawyers who do things that, in my opinion, make them look very bad and violate what an attorney's privileges mean to a client, whether you are with the client or no longer with the client, whether you like the client or don't like the client. But I just had to follow my compass, and it was my time.